Yo, what's up, everybody? Back again, little YouTube thing. I know it was kind of last minute. I took about a week off just to kind of take a break from doing this. It gets a little hectic with regular work and trying to design some stuff and trying to work on my own little venture here. But if you're tuning in, thank you. If you watch it later, thank you. I appreciate all the views. I appreciate the subscriptions. If you've subscribed or if you haven't, please do. And let's just go ahead and get this kicked off. We're going to kind of chat it up with my homie John from InkPark. So let me go ahead and bring him in and we'll get started. What's up, John?
What's up, Dank? How's it going, man?
Well, I'm good, dude. Good. I'm sorry for the last minute on you yesterday, but
no, it's good. It's all good.
I was like, you know what? I haven't gone live in a week, so I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of get back on and at least do this once a week. I mean, I was doing twice a week, but it's a lot with all
it's a lot, dude. Yeah,
stuff I got going on. So
yeah.
So and anything new going on?
Yeah, well, got this coming out this week. You got one too.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So, excited about that. It looked like the first drop we did 2 weeks ago did really well.
Yeah, I think yours was the first one to sell out.
Was it? I didn't really pay attention.
I think so, because I was kind of keeping an eye on them, and like yours was the first one to go.
It was weird because it kept saying there was like last one. It was like one size or something.
Yeah, it was weird.
And yours too.
Yeah, so mine ended up selling out. It took longer than like yours and a couple of other hats. And then all of a sudden, everybody's hats were back on the site, and it was all the same size, all 7.5.
Yeah.
So I was tripping out on that.
That was really weird. I had a lot of people, and you probably did too, request that, hey man, like I missed out. Are they going to do a pre-order and stuff? But I honestly don't think Hat Club's going to do any more pre-orders. I'd be surprised. If anything, they'll drop them again, but
maybe different colorways later.
Yeah, or maybe without a side patch.
Yeah, true.
I know.
No, go ahead.
No, so it was. I think that was probably a really good week. We have some different ones dropping this week. There's some good ones in this bunch, and then there's not so good ones. But
I haven't seen them all. So what I kind of wanted to do today, and I know I'm going to kind of throw this at you, but I want to kind of go through last week's, and we'll talk about all those.
Sure. And
then we'll touch on the new. I know I have my hat to show. I've already posted on Instagram. You've posted yours on Instagram, and you're wearing it right now. Mm-hmm. And I think a couple of other guys are starting to show theirs.
Yeah, Hillside posted his. I like his. I think Chamuco finally revealed his today.
I know. I think Foozer. Is that his? Foozer Sports?
Did Foozer show his? I don't know. I'm supposed to be on a live tomorrow with Foozer and Chris from Hillside with Ben. We're going to do recap together.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like a launch for the second one. But I was talking to John too, and I'm like, hey man, when's the next one coming out? But the next one's not coming out for a minute. So
I know everything's put on hold because remember I told you I was re-releasing Skinwalkers and Aslan All-Stars. Those were actually supposed to be in this March shipment. And
dude, but did you see the port?
Canal?
Yeah. Oh my! Well, not only the canal, but the port in like Los Angeles.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
It's like Casey had sent me an article about it. It's like so backed up right now that they can't even like get to everything.
That's insane.
So that's what's taking forever on some of these orders. They're just sitting in a crate on a boat somewhere right now.
Yeah, and so those two were supposed to come out this month. Then they were saying maybe next month, but they haven't even received them. So who knows, man? I don't even know.
That's crazy.
I don't even know. But we'll see. I mean, so that puts all of my regular stuff back. All the regular stuff that I was going to release, plus all the Hat Club releases that I know I think I had approval on stitching for the next 6.
Wow, that's good, man.
Yeah, but I'm still behind. I'm still behind. I haven't finished designing. But
well, I know. Like for the hockey league stuff, John was like, "We're not in a rush on the last, I don't know, 4 cities or whatever it is." So I kind of like just jumped back, and then I had some art that I was sitting on for some submissions. Like I had done. I don't know if you remember the elephant one that I did. It's not really a secret.
I don't remember.
It was kind of like an elephant with a bat. And I was on live with, I think, Ben.
With Ben, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had done it, and John's like, well, I don't know if it'll get approved. So anyway, it came back. I don't know if he sent it in or if it just was like one of those things. He just was like, no, it's not going to get approved. So I reworked it and resubmitted that one. So that one's probably going to be good now. And then I had like 2 more that I submitted. One I posted on my Instagram, and John liked it, and I was like, well, let's try. You know what I mean? Let's see if it'll go through, because it is kind of a play on an older popular MLB logo. So we'll see.
Yeah, those are tricky. That's why sometimes I don't even try bothering with those, like those flips.
So sometimes they go through. Just because New Era doesn't do it doesn't mean it won't be a good one, maybe down the line for another brand or something. So I still do them. I think Chris said, I'm like Icarus. I just want to get as close to the sun as possible without touching it. I was like, that's good, man. I go, hey, that's what a flip's all about, man. You try to get as close as the sun as possible, and you make it yours. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. So yeah. So let's talk about last week's.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let me see if I can share my screen here.
For sure. I think for the most part they're all really good. I think some of them are still sitting there a little bit.
Yeah, we can check the site and see, but we'll get into that a little bit. Let's kind of go into this a tad. So let me zoom in here so people can actually see what's going on. I don't think it's going to zoom. It's zooming.
No, that's fine, man.
Anyway, so we'll touch on this. This was your release, and you want to kind of touch on it and what your idea was?
Yeah, sure. So I always loved the Colorado Avalanche. One of my favorite logos was the foot that they had at one time. It was just so cool, right? Kind of, and I will, being a fan of logos, I like the Tar Heels logo. So like that foot, it's just so simple. And then I was like, but they should do like a mascot. So I named this one the Mile High Mayhem, where he's biting on the puck there. And then, like for us, when we're doing like embroidery, the challenge for me was to try to, in the hair on the top, try to include kind of like a mountain range a little bit. So you'll see within the hair on the top, that's kind of what we did. And then the colors, of course, the Avalanche, the burgundy, which came out really nice, and that icy blue. So
yeah, I was a fan of the colorway. I mean, it makes the logo pop off that hat really hardcore.
Yeah. The white and the blue face. Yeah.
It's pretty dope. So that one's a good one. It was one of my favorites out of all of them. I even like it better than mine. But we'll get to mine. But I struggled with that one a little bit because you know how I kept going back and forth on it. But
yeah,
let's go to East Third Studios, and this one.
You know what? At first,
Raiders.
At first I wasn't feeling it, but then I was like, well, at least he threw the maple leaf in the face. You know what I mean? So that was kind of a nice touch, but I mean, raccoon, Toronto makes sense.
Yeah, I was kind of thrown off at first, and I didn't see the maple leaf until I think it took me a couple of times to realize it was actually a maple leaf. But which is a great idea, right? Because it's Toronto. Yeah. It's not something I would have probably thought of off the top of my head. But I mistook it for a skunk at first.
Oh, okay, I can
So
see that.
it took me a minute to be like, okay, Raiders, and I'm not understanding. And then I was like, oh, it's a raccoon. Okay. So that was my bad. I mean, I don't know. it was my mistake, but it's a good logo. I mean, it's a sports logo. It kind of just fits in. It looks kind of like a collegiate kind of logo to me.
Yeah, and I remember when I was doing my Toronto, I'd asked John, did anybody do a raccoon? And he goes, yeah, we had a raccoon. He goes, but you can do one. I was like, nah, I'll do something different.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
haven't got to Toronto yet. I'm still
Yeah,
up in Ohio is killing me, dude. So remember I talked to you about, I'm going to go ahead and talk about it because I'm not going to do it. And I showed you the rooster, right?
yeah.
So in doing research, there's actually a company that is it's like Rockin' Rooster or something like that. And they have a logo of like a rooster. So back to the drawing board, man.
Oh man, that was a good one too. I like that
I
one.
know. I loved it, but I always double check before I put anything out. And yeah, I don't know how I missed that, but yeah, it's all good. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So this one is Marsh. I don't.
Yeah, Lamb. They call him Lamb.
Lamb. So Chicago Bluesman. I get it because of the Blues Brothers were supposed to be based out of Chicago, the old movie.
Right.
So I get the name. I can't tell you that I like this logo because I really don't.
Yeah, so at first it was hard for me to really get what it is. And I'll have to ask Lamb because I talked to Lamb. But I don't know if it was supposed to be like a glass in the sea. You know, like the glass they have.
It's a C?
Yeah, it's a C. So if
I totally missed that, dude. I see it now that you say it, but you know what throws
yeah, I know. It should have had a red line in there or something, right?
Yeah,
to define it more.
There's so many black shards, right? I don't know if that's supposed to be like glass, like you said.
Yeah.
So I didn't even see that, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe if that was just solid, it would have been more distinguishable, or if it was, like a different color blue.
Or
the violet,
white,
the guitars were done really well, though. I mean, if you look at the stitching, they were done really well, and it's that blues type of thing. But yeah, I agree. The C gets a little lost because I didn't know it was a C at first either, and then when I looked at it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's a C. So I see where he was going with it, but the C got a little busy. But yeah, I mean, great concept for sure.
Yeah, no, the concept is there and it hits right because the guitar morphs into the hockey stick.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a C. So that is the first time I have seen it now that you pointed it out. So thank you.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
So next one is Thrill. So I might be missing something on this, but what does the devil have to do with San Francisco?
No, I don't know, but what I know, like everything that Thrill does is like all Bay Area type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to ask him. And I don't know if it's one guy or it's two. I think there's two guys that work in Thrill.
I thought there was three of them.
Or maybe there's three. Yeah, maybe there's three. What I do like is the helmet. I think the helmet's kind of cool.
Helmet works. And I'm not saying it's a horrible logo or anything.
No.
Take it that way. So I know with mine, and we'll get to mine, people were a little bit confused, but I think when John from Hat Club posted it and he posted the story, it made sense, but we'll deal with that in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one, I didn't understand the concept behind it. And I think that it could have been bigger on the hat.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's kind of a small logo. But done like I said, done really well. You know what I mean? Maybe the story behind it would have been a little bit better because, like you, I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. But not really like 100% knowing the story behind it.
Yeah, I'm not.
And it could have been just one of those things where it's like, when you're doing the design, you're like, oh, the Frisco Devils. You know what I mean? Just it's stuck in your head, and that's what you designed.
Not a bad logo. Just I didn't get it, but
It's all good.
And then we'll go to Hillside.
Chris, yeah.
I don't like it. I know that a few people do because it's like a nod to the Red Sox.
Well, so talking to Chris, he's so funny too, man. He was trying to go for like the old school, like the original skates, you know?
Yeah.
And he even said that they didn't come out the way that he wanted. And you know how it is with Hat Club, right? Sometimes you go back and forth with the stitching, and it just does. It's not coming out the right way. And I think that was one of the issues he was having with these. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why I try not to rely on stitching too much, just because it's a mixed bag, right? Sometimes it's spot on, and sometimes like I know that the stitching at times will save a logo because we've seen it come through with clink, right?
Right.
Where like I'm gonna pick on the Vandals. That thing is fucking horrible in my opinion, but damn, the stitching saved that design.
Oh, for sure.
So,
yeah, if it looks like a blob on, you know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do with that? But then when you see the stitching, you're like, okay, that's fire. Now, could he have done the illustration better? For sure, but that design was definitely, Casey's dream of getting that stitching. But yeah, I don't know if this one's still available, but it was funny because Chris was like, I go outside of my comfort zone, and then it just sits there. So it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not my. Like I said, relying on stitching to me is a mistake, but I get it. But again, some people loved it, so I'm not gonna trash it.
For sure.
So and then we go to Dionyx, and I couldn't find I probably could have went to John's Instagram to find it, but I hate this logo.
The neon
lights called the volts. I mean, yeah, I don't have much.
I mean, it's pretty simple, for the most part. What I know what he was going for, but almost like, how like a neon light is, it's like yellow and then it has like almost a white in the center.
But see, I think it could have been achieved if it was a better design, and I'll kind of explain, in my opinion, what I would have done. I would have, on the outside of that V here, I would have probably gone with a brighter yellow more than a kind of, because it's leaning towards green, right? Yeah. And then on the inside, I would have done a shade darker of it, and then in the middle of that, I would have done a white to make it look like a neon sign, and not like a really thick, but about as thick as the red line is.
Yeah.
On the inside, and I think it would have worked.
Yeah,
that's just how I would have approached it had I done it.
Yeah, but I thought it was, to me, when I first looked at it, I thought it was like dynamite, because I didn't get what the little star is. So when you see it from the side, it kind of looks like dynamite to me.
And that little white, those little, I think it looks like a fuse, I guess. Is that kind of what you were getting?
That's what I was getting from it. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, neon lights. Okay, I get what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
So a lot of people loved it, dude, and a lot of people are screaming for it. Apparently, he told, I don't know what happened, but apparently John says they're going to re-release this one, possibly without the side patch. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Not my favorite, but whatever. My opinions are my opinions.
Yeah, I know.
And then Foozer Sports with the what is this called? Snowbird.
The Snowbirds, yeah. So the only thing that threw me off about this design was the eye.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, so I think that was the only thing that threw me off. Everything else was great, right? It was just, when I first saw it, I didn't know what it was. And then after closer looking, I was like, oh, that's his eye looking over the glasses.
Yeah, I see it now, and it did take me a while to realize what that was, because I thought maybe it was like a misplaced shadow or something. Because when you're designing and then the stitching doesn't come out
I know.
But it's not bad. I mean, it screams 80s Florida.
Oh, dude, there's two things I really love about this design. The glasses, I would have emphasized the glasses more and lost the eye.
Yeah.
Because the glasses are done so good. And the shirt, dude, with the pattern on it.
Yeah.
The shirt is fire, bro. I was like, dang. So yeah, Foozer did a good job. But Foozer's a big hockey guy too. Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a big hockey guy, and he works. Yeah, see, Style said a lot of people love this one, but Style didn't like it. So I mean, it's all about what you like, you know what I mean? And what you're feeling. There's certain aspects I really like about this. In fact, Foozer just did like a new MILB logo for someone, the base socks. Oh, dude, it is fire. It's like this crab. He does.
Oh,
he's a really good.
See it. I did see it on his site.
Yeah, that one came out really good.
Instagram.
Yeah. So I know he knows, what he's doing. And this one, like I said, it was just the eye that threw me off. Other than that, I thought it was pretty cool. Hats scream like South Beach. You know what I mean?
Yeah, completely. But like 80s, like it reminds me of Grand Theft Auto. Remember that?
Like Vice City or something like that.
Vice City. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, nice.
All right, so let's go to Sean's. I think this one's still on the site.
Yeah, and you know what? I think it's because people are having a hard time relating. It's a great designed logo. Don't get me wrong. I think when you look at the embroidery, you look at it, and this is supposed to be Ohio, right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, and this is the issue that we're going to run into with some of these is what are we going to do for these specific places, right? Sometimes, dude, you just need to come up with something dope. As far as a design that you think people are going to like. This is a well-designed logo, but it doesn't scream hockey.
No, and it's a sports logo. I mean, it looks like a sports logo.
Yep.
We can look at the actual
it's great.
file. It's a good logo. I was surprised that this one didn't sell out as fast as some of the other ones, but
yeah, me too.
And I think it's still on the site if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, let me see. I can look it up. But yeah, dude,
I think what happens is, when I submitted mine, and we'll get to it in a couple, but when I submitted mine, I explained why I did what I did, and I think that kind of resonated a little bit, like it helped. And I think maybe that this one should have had more of a backstory. And I'm not big on backstories on doing them personally. I think in like my first or second episode of streaming, I talked about, you shouldn't have to explain your logo. But I think in this instance, it's different, right? Because we are doing design specifically for that city or region or whatever it is.
Yeah, see, and Style hit it. Like, it's a great designed logo. But the artwork is amazing. But he said, he couldn't relate to it. So had it been
good logo.
Oh, dude, the embroidery is amazing on it. It just it's still it's only got 2 sizes, so it's almost gone.
Yeah. But Sean's stuff kind of lingers a little bit, and that's no disrespect to him, right? But I think because to me he's very commercial, and I think that you have to when in my opinion, you have to kind of. I mean, we all know who we're appealing to, and I think that the way that he designs, it's like if this was a true hockey team, it would sell.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because it would be specific to that region, and everybody that would be a fan would know why it is what it is, and it would sell. It's just it's a fictional league that we're trying to explain what's going on with it, so it's tough.
I think this week's one it will do better for sure.
I haven't seen it, but I think it's on. He may have posted it. But,
Yeah, he did post it. He has so he has a ghost.
Oh,
Unlike
that's right. He did
yeah.
post it, so I did see it.
So unlike Chimuko's, the ghost is actually scaled and onto Chimuko's.
It was perfect. Good segue.
Yeah. I like the color on this one. He went purple and gold, kind of, LA, and it's a stereotypical Chimuko design. I think I would have liked to see maybe the left arm, the arm furthest left that we're looking at, maybe 3D embroidered, and the glasses. I think that would have really kind of set that off a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it looks.
Go ahead with your opinion. Let's hear it.
It looks like sperm.
Oh, jeez. now I'm not going to be able to unsee it, bro. Come on.
sorry, man. I know that's a tough one, but yeah. I'm not talking shit about the design. It's a clean design and it's done well. It's typical Chimuko.
For sure.
To me, when I saw it, I didn't think ghost at first, but
yeah, it has the Casper, ghost vibe for sure.
Yeah, and then the correlation with LA and haunted. I mean, you could do that for any city, really, because any city has its legends of being haunted. So I don't know.
Yeah, my LA, I went a little bit different.
I went a lot different on LA.
I guess it went a lot different too, because I mean, I can give some hints, I guess. LA there's a lot of things that LA is known for.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that people come to LA is go to the beach, right? So has something to do with that.
I won't give any hints on mine because it'll definitely give it away. But I went completely off topic of what I thought of LA. Like I totally was like, I'm not thinking of anything Los Angeles. I'm going to do it specifically for one group of people that is in Los Angeles.
Gotcha.
I showed it to you, I think, right?
Yeah, I think I did see that one.
So we'll see what the reception is when it comes out.
Yeah. Style. Yeah. And both of them have the hockey elements. I think if I had to pick one, I would probably pick Sean's over this one.
Yeah, and we'll touch on his because we'll go through everybody's Instagram and see if they're there. I don't think Danny posted his, but we'll get to it.
Right.
So last one is mine, and I know I got a little shit from Pierre on views because he's like, "What does the turtle have to do with Philadelphia?" So, in this one, I know there was I'll just touch on the backstory really quick because I don't know who's heard it and who hasn't. But this was representative of Turtle Island, which in Native folklore is the Americas. And, that's the silhouette of Philadelphia. And the team is called the Originals because the tribe that inhabited Philadelphia was known as the Original People. That's what they called themselves, and that's what their name translates to. So that was the point.
Now, in hindsight, what would you change? Looking at it, if anything, just hindsight.
Honestly, I don't think I'd change anything. Maybe I would do something more relatable to people because
got you.
I think I lost a lot of people on this one, and it sat for a while. I mean, it ended up selling out, but it did sit for a while, and I think because people couldn't figure out what the hell this had to do with Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it really, in story-wise, it has everything to do with Philadelphia.
For sure. Story's there for sure.
Yeah, I think that it was just one of those things that was like, yeah, I don't get it. So, and that was my bad, I mean,
I chalked this first week. I mean, we literally had a week and a half to do all these designs, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it was come up with concept, come up with the design, make sure the stitching was right. So we were all kind of under the gun. In fact, I even went back to John. I was like, hey, I want to look at the next two that are dropping just to double check all the stitching and everything.
Right.
Because we have some time. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. So I know my next two concepts are really good. The only thing that I felt like both mine were okay.
Mm-hmm.
I probably spent more time on my Mayhem than I did on the Warbirds because I knew what the Warbirds was going to be. So, but yeah, I mean, dude, we were under the gun, and I think everyone, for the most part, put out pretty good work.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, like I said, I mean, there were some things I would change if it was me, or I would have come up with different concepts, but I can even say that about my own. So it is what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's touch on this week's, and like I said, you're wearing your hat. I'm going to just scroll up really quickly, and bam, Warbirds.
Yeah.
So do you want to give a little background on this one, John?
Yeah. So I don't know, ever since I was a kid, I've always loved just like playing not war, but like jets, fighter jets, F-16s, F-18s, the old school World War Ones, the Flying Tigers, the P-40s, all those. So I've always been fascinated with jets. I used to go to the Miramar air show like every year, right? Blackbirds, got to go through an Apache helicopter, just love that stuff. So when it came to Washington, I was like, Washington, dude, got to do the Warbirds. So what I did was kind of like put an eagle head on like an F-16. Or actually, no, was this? Yeah. So it's kind of like a fictitious F-16 because F-16s only have one in the tail.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a hybrid jet, but everything on it is true to what like an F-16 would be, except for the back tail. So, and then of course you got to do the eagle head, right? Because Washington, DC, or whatever is
right. America in general.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I did. And the puck is like the missile. So
was there, I can't remember, is there two Washingtons? Is it?
I have no idea, dude. He didn't specify.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was Washington State or not. I can't remember if I even designed this one yet. I don't think.
Yeah, he just said Washington, so I just did Washington DC. I guess.
No, I mean it works. Shit,
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I like this design. When you showed me the first time, I thought it was dope.
Yeah, of course, through I feel like the thread got lost because you can see the distinguish from the white in the head and the gray.
Oh yeah.
I wish like they would have distinguished that more.
Yeah.
But when you see the hat itself, man, the embroidery, is really good. So they did like a low raise on all the stitch on the outside.
Yeah.
And then the puck is also printed. Not printed, but raised. So
is it a full raise on the puck?
Yeah, it's a full raise on the puck. So it's really, it came out really good. And the colorway is really good. So it's that really dark navy and like the UV red under. So it came out really good.
You know what's crazy about that, dude? Because that's what I did for the one that's releasing for mine. So it's weird that they would both be the same colorways because on my Copperheads hat, the under is red, but there was a reason I chose the colors, and I'll get into that a little bit.
Yeah. So, and then, dude, that's my pool table. I just took these pictures with my new iPhone on the pool table.
No, that's dope, dude. I like the picture. I thought they were both, like, that one's pretty dope.
Yeah, something different. Trying to, it's a lot of it's about, like, getting these in hand and taking pictures that people will be like, oh, I can see it, right?
Yeah,
the only thing I wish that would be different on this one is red flames. I wish everything wasn't so tonal.
Yeah. So you know what I would have done with the under visor too? Perfect.
Yep. And that's the only thing I would change probably on that one. And just the darker gray so that you can distinguish the bird head. But when you get the hat, you can see it. So it's there.
It's so hard when we're doing these, man, and the stitching that we're working on.
But it's also a good learning process for us as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna go to the next slide.
Sure.
Is this one?
I think Sean has shown his.
So here we go. I got East Thirds. Let me go to theirs. So this is Tampa Ice Wrestlers. So it looks like a wrestler. You know who it looks like?
Who?
Riff Raff. Do you know who that rapper is?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
I guess the homage to this one is just that he's blue and he's missing a tooth. But I think this one kind of falls in the place of how does it relate to Tampa hockey in a sense, right?
See, and I'm not so worried about like how does it relate to hockey. Me personally, I'm more interested in how it relates to the city.
Okay.
Because, it's like if you look at any sports logo, and I look at sports logos all the time, and I think you probably do too. When you're looking at the logos, right, or a sports like an MLB logo or something, there's really not the association. We just associate it because we know the team.
Right.
But there's no association generally between like the sport that it is. So
is Tampa like known for wrestling?
I have no idea. That's a good question. We'd have to ask him.
I think the only thing I would change is make the glasses bigger.
Yeah. I would probably lose the eyebrows.
The eyebrows okay. I think the glasses are like small, like he's wearing undersized glasses.
I think oversized would have looked better, but we can nitpick every design that comes across. So.
No, but I like the hat color, and I like the colors of the actual.
You know what? The stitching is really good from what I can tell on the hair.
Yeah.
So that's pretty nice the way that came through. So let's go over to this other gentleman's. I don't know his name. And what is this his?
That's Lamb, yeah.
Kansas City Blaze.
Yeah, so he went with a barbecue theme.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I get it now. Okay. I like everything, but I'm not a fan of that smoke. Smoke is hard to do.
Maybe if it came outside the actual logo, right?
Yeah.
Maybe because right now it's kind of like, and Lamb does a good work too. So I love the flame behind it. I think the embroidery on it's really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of weird. It sits really high on the hat.
It does, but it depends where it's coming from.
See, now
it's a mixed bag.
Yeah. If the smoke came down and outside the actual like line, that bottom line, that probably would have. It looks like it's embroidered really well too.
It does. It's just I don't know if it's the way that the steer head is facing. I don't know. I think it would have been strong without the smoke coming out of it, but if it's barbecue, it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Barbecue, so I get it.
Yeah. And then, so this is Kansas City. Remember, I think, were we talking about Kansas City, or maybe it was me and Chris? Like, what the heck do we do for Kansas City?
I went off rails a little bit, but it has to do with the city again. So that's kind of where my focus has been. Like, what is about the city that?
Got you.
So when we get to mine's not Kansas City this week, but when we do Kansas City, I'm hoping that it coincides. I'll probably have to explain it, but. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. I don't know if these guys posted. Oh, yeah, they did. So, Minnesota Toastmasters, a nod to the first automatic pop-up toaster, which was invented in Minnesota. So, see, to me, this works.
Yeah, for sure.
And
the first time I saw this one, I thought, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so this is actually the first Thrill hat that I've ever liked.
Well, that's
I'm not talking shit about those guys. I know designing stuff is tough, but I don't like any of their other stuff. But this is good. This is good.
Yeah, this one came out good.
Yeah, I dig it, and I like the backstory. First
Yeah,
automatic
they
pop-up
dug
coaster.
deep on that one. That one's kind of cool.
Yeah, and I'm digging that little like thing coming off the end of the hockey
The
stick.
flare, yeah,
that's nice.
yeah. They did it on the top too, like almost like the toast is hot,
Yeah,
steamy.
it's
Yeah.
good. This is a good logo, dude. It kind of looks like something you'd do.
Yeah, no, it came out really good. Well, I remember when I first saw it, I was like, oh, I think Leon had it or someone had it, and I was like, oh, dude, that's fire. I like that one.
Don't lie,
So,
you did this one.
huh?
I said, don't lie, you did.
No,
this
I
one.
didn't do this one. It's all thrill on this one. I mean, hey, they dug deep on that one, so I give them props for that.
No, I like it. I really like it. It's one of my favorites out of the ones I've seen so far. So let's check hillsides now. Which one is hillside? Is it this one?
Yep, it's that one.
Okay. Seattle White. Oh, that's right. I did see this one before. Whitecaps. So I'm guessing the Whitecaps is the
like
top
the waves.
of the waves.
Yeah.
So I get the Trident. I see it. So maybe those waves should have been white.
Yeah. So like Chris is good at like font stuff. Like that's his strong point. So like with the W, the the white cap. So this is like more of his wheelhouse. And I've seen some of his other stuff, and he's got some really good ideas. And his thing is lettering, man. Like he's got the typography thing down. And this one's colorways. I like this hat. I really do. I think it's simple. I do like and maybe, like you said, maybe a white stitching, maybe in the future release they could do that. But I mean, I like this one. I think it's clean.
They could do it in a rail hat, maybe.
Oh, that'd be kind of dope. Yeah.
Like the front panels white and then the stitching white. I don't know. Just an idea.
Yeah. No, and it's a clean design, man. It really is. Sometimes less is more.
Yeah.
And Chris is good at the font stuff, and stick to his wheelhouse, man. Like, that's awesome. So I like it.
Yeah,
it's like a navy.
Yeah.
Style. It's a navy.
I think it's the lighting in the picture.
Yeah.
But it's a navy crown, easy. But I don't know. I kind of think that the Trident would have worked itself. But
true.
I don't think you need the waves in the back. So in my opinion, what you could have done is top the up here white.
Oh, that'd been kind of cool too. Yeah, nice little touch.
Yeah. So
I'm just glad it wasn't a lighthouse. I've seen too many lighthouses lately.
Yeah. And Dionic didn't post his, so we won't touch there.
Did Foozer post his new one?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So it's the Atlanta Hot Shots. So I think this is a good design, right? It's your typical, but you know what this would have worked for me for is Arizona, because we have all those wildfires and they call the firefighters hot shots. And it's very Phoenix looking. So I think this could have easily went on the Phoenix or Arizona one. It's a good design. I dig it.
Yeah, I dig this one too. Foozer did a good job on this one.
Yeah, I like it. So not much I would change on it. I think it works.
Yeah, simple, clean. It's fiery.
Yeah.
Who else did Sean show his next one?
Let's find out. He did, because this is the other ghost one you were talking about. The Phantoms of Montreal. So
see, I like that one.
Montreal Forum was haunted, and the results on the ice seemed to back it up with Stanley Cup victory after Stanley Cup victory. So, see, I love the backstory on these. Like, that's what I want to know, is why they are what they are. Because then I feel like you can relate to the town or the city a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But I like this ghost better than Ephra's. The only thing I would change is I probably would have pointed the top of the head.
Yeah, it looked like he went for a classic, like sheet ghost. You know what I mean?
Maybe he didn't want it to look like a KKK. Now that I'm thinking about
Yeah,
it,
that's true too. But it looked like he went with like a classic, just like he's in a sheet. You see how like at the bottom?
Yeah.
So
no, I get it. It's a good design. I like it.
I like it.
Let's go to Efra's. I think he post his?
Yeah, he did.
He did. Detroit Chiclets.
I don't know how I feel about the name.
Yeah, and I understand why he did it because of the teeth. But again, what is this? I got shit on Views from the Vault for the Philadelphia Originals. What the hell does Detroit have to do with Chiclets?
But I will say it's a stereotypical Chamuco type of hat. You know what I mean? Like
so
he has his style.
If the Views guys are watching, you better talk shit about this one.
they probably like it. I don't know.
I know.
Trust me, they're gonna have fun this week. And you know why.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's it for everybody else, and then we'll go to mine. And I did the Arizona Copperheads.
Now, I meant to ask, was there a reason why, now that I notice it, there was no nose, or was that like...
So there is. So when I did the thread picking, do you see it?
Oh, I see it now. Okay.
And you can see it in person a little bit better, but when I got the colors back, it looked better. So I don't know. I don't know if in translation, I should have probably picked a different color for the nose, but
no. And at first I thought, well, maybe it was just a piece of copper, right? Like a piece of copper with a helmet. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cool too. You know what I mean?
I probably should have went with like a more chocolate color, like a more flat chocolate color. But
for the face, yeah. No, I like this one. I love, like, go back to your other shot, like the more side shot. Yeah, see, I like how it's raised. I think it really works. Yeah, and the colors really work well too.
The embroidery kicks ass on this hat.
No, it does.
Saying that because it's my hat. Like when you see it in person, like the pictures don't do it justice, in my opinion. So a little fun fact about this one, and I know there's not very many people watching this right now, but so this is completely Arizona, and Arizona's big on copper mining, and that's why they're called the Copperheads. But the colorway of the hat is navy blue and red, and I did that for the U of A. And then so because I'm from Tucson originally, and I'm not a U of A fan, but it's a nod to my city. And then the miner, obviously, for the mining that we live in Arizona is pretty much all mines everywhere you go, in southern Arizona, eastern Arizona, at least anyway. And my grandfather was a miner, so this is something that I kind of he didn't look like this, but that's kind of where I was leaning towards. And last fun fact about this one is this was designed for Clink 1.0 and was rejected back in 2014. So that's cool. Yeah, I don't know if I know Casey saw it, but I don't know if he remembers it. But I think that his loss is my win on this one, because to me this one came out really good.
Yeah, no, I like it.
In the sun, it's nice because that copper thread. I mean, the copper thread, the gold thread, the silver thread, that stuff just pops off the hats in the day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think my Phoenix one or my Arizona one is different too, for sure. You remember that one?
You showed me. I'll have to go back and look at.
It has to deal with a certain type of animal that's very indigenous.
Oh, yes. But we don't have the final stitching on it, so.
Yeah, but that one,
I
went different on that one.
That's a good one.
Well, I've always been fascinated with that creature, right?
Right.
And it's very like Arizona, but I've never seen anybody do anything with it. So
no, I haven't either, John. And but I think it's good. And I think the idea itself is good. Yeah,
Yeah, so
definitely.
those came out good, man, and I'm looking forward to like just more of the league and just hopefully, especially with more time and effort and stuff, that everything comes out good. So like I know I turned in my side patch, so my side
Oh,
patch is done.
that's cool. I haven't done mine. I don't know if they're going to get around to using everybody's. I think they are, though, right? I mean, they
I
should.
think
There's enough cities.
Yeah, I think they will. I guess if we get enough of the guys doing the side patches, then they have at least, and maybe they'll have us do two, and they'll split up, kind of like what they did on this one, where they split up the release, where it's
Yeah.
not just one giant release.
Yeah, and this is the same side patch. I was really surprised that they use the same side patch.
Yeah, yeah. I think Danny did the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's okay. Like, I'm not like super wowed by it by any means,
Yeah, it's pretty simple. But
So,
we don't get a lot of complexity out of Dionic, so
oh man, I'm thinking June or July, unfortunately. So,
yeah.
because there's like a lot of shipping issues right now that's happening. So
That's holding up everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
we've already seen the sold outs for
Yes.
quite a few of them, but
Yeah. I think I've got 6 sold-outs already back on the next ones that are coming. I just don't know when they're going to release.
Yeah, it's because of more of the shipping and everything like that. So we'll see. But yeah, man, I mean, it's gonna be nice. I think Thursday will be nice, and I think most of them, hopefully in this round, will sell out like last round. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they will. I've had a lot of positive feedback on the
Copperhead.
Copperhead. I can't speak for anybody else, but I don't think anybody else has a real problem selling their stuff. Well, we'll wait. We'll see what happens at the end of the week when they release them all, because it'll be curious what the comments are going to be. So
yeah, some people are just teasing their hats still and haven't really shown the full logos.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, me either. I was like, hey, here it is.
Yeah, I mean, they're giving us the opportunity to kind of bless everybody with it, so might as well.
Yeah, I mean, why get it out there, show them, and people are going to be like, it's real simple. Either they're going to like it or they're not.
Right. Exactly.
And either they're going to want to cop it or they're not.
Yep.
So, but I think there's some really good ones in this round for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And one more thing, I'm going to address this shit. Quit biting my shit. Quit biting my shit. There are hundreds of Mexica deities do not do something that's been done. I don't know how many times I got to say this shit, but quit biting. It gets fucking old. And I hate calling you out. Actually, I don't hate calling you out, but I'm going to continue to do it every day. So PSA from me. Fuck you. Okay. Sorry, I had a rant there, man. I had a rant.
I mean, I don't know if you watched the crits.
I did.
Yeah. So, and I felt like I was picking on the guy, but it's like, I don't know, like, I don't have a problem with someone doing a talak or whatever, like, but to me, make it unique, because literally you can type in, like, for instance,
the pandas, and I looked it up when you said that. Like, I was watching it and I looked it up and I was like, yeah, he's absolutely right.
Yeah. So, dude, it's just, and those, and that's why I'm like, I don't know who the clean clientele is, because it's like they love those things, and it's like, okay, but I feel like it's not original enough.
Well, right? It's like when Jacobo took the first one I did, which was almost exactly like my Skinwalkers, and then Casey reworked it, and it's still a shitty design. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. They could say it's a dope eagle head design for a warrior, but I think it sucks. And I'm not just talking shit. I'm saying, like, it's literally not done well. And but that being said, I digress. I think that what really pissed me off the first time when that whole thing went down with Clink, people were looking at the Jaguar Warrior one, right?
Yeah.
That Convo did, and they're like, well, if we can't get the one off of Hat Club, we'll just get the one off of Clink. And it's like, come on, man! Like,
it was bad timing for sure.
So
yeah, I remember that. It was definitely bad timing on that whole release, and so yeah, dude, I know style. I don't get some of the polls, man. Like I've been up there and it's just I'm just not for Clink. That's what I've come to realize. Like my stuff is just not for Clink.
Well, and Phil's designs, I think the artwork is good and it's very comic booky. I think the last one, that last round, was it the Canary one?
Yeah, that one's really good.
I think out of the stuff that he's submitted to Clink, I think that's the best one.
But see, like I know, like I talked to Phil, and Phil's like he just likes to do this as a hobby, and he's learning all this stuff. So it's like he's new to the not illustrator world, but to the embroidery world. Yeah. So he still is trying to refine his style. Like he has a really cool style.
Yeah.
And like I even told him like there's some things that we'd have to change on that to be able to embroider it. But the idea and the artwork is amazing. It's just we got to make it work for a hat.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think unfortunately, with Clink, it's just weird, man. It's like just the stuff that they dig is not like my style. Like I've given up. I'm not going to try anymore because, I mean, I'll submit some stuff here and there, but I don't know if what I do fits their brand, right? Because I do something that I think will fit the brand, and then it just gets killed.
Yeah,
by some other designs that I'm like, what? Really?
Yeah. Okay. No, you see it every time that you post something. It never does well on there, and
never.
You're better than 99% of the guys that are submitting stuff, and that's because there are some guys that are submitting some good stuff.
Oh yeah, but there is.
But I mean, you're better than the stuff they're doing. So
yeah, like the Martian Tiger, I actually worked with Casey on that back and forth. Casey's like, oh, I love it. And then it gets to crits and it's like horrible on the polling. And I'm like, all right, well, that was kind of like my last straw for that one.
Yeah. No, I think you're better off just doing the way you're doing things.
Yeah. And, well, let's see. I feel they're going more outside the box than they used to be too. I don't know if it's really outside the box. Cause I mean, if you look at this week's Clink, right?
I can pull it up. Let me pull it
up. We don't have the polls anymore, but I could tell you which ones we're doing really good.
Here, I'm gonna add these.
Oh, there you go. So that one did really well. It was over 50%.
And I think Sailfish. I don't get the background is ridiculous, and it's just a bad design to me.
The Sailfish did really well.
That one's okay, but I heard you on crits this morning, and your thoughts were exactly what my thoughts were.
Yeah, and it's a great design. And then Lamb did the Island Guardians, which I like it, but I think the only problem is that it's losing people because you don't realize that's part of the Triceratops.
Yeah, I see it. Like when you look at it up close, you see it, but.
And he thanked me. He's like, yeah, you were right. I appreciate it. And I was like, no,
it's got a lot going on. I think that's part of the problem. And it's really, really tall. So
yeah, maybe if it was more like Ice Fishers was good. Chad always does a good job on his stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that one's good. I thought that one was way underrated.
Way underrated, bro.
I think this is probably the best one this week.
Dude, Chad does amazing work, dude. Like this is ready to be embroidered right now.
Yeah, I don't know why.
All we got to do is call it out. And then Phil, this is a big design, so it would need to be tailored down. But
and it's busy. It's got a lot going on.
A lot of little lines that we'd have to delete and get rid of, like the beak.
Up here, it's too complex up here. So
yeah,
it would probably work if the pick was back here. Like if he changed the stance of it.
I think it works. I think it just all needs to be toned down. I love this one though. Like, see the gray under the helmet, that should all be black.
But it's very heavy on the left side.
Yeah. So, I'm going to work with Phil. If it doesn't get done, I told him I'm going to work with him. We're going to get it done. And this one's okay. This one. I'm not a fan of it, but I know that there's going to be a lot of people that like it.
This is horrible.
It just needs color too. Like this one was horrible. Not good. Yeah. The kings on the left and the skeletons were not done. But this one did well in the polls, dude. It's
amazing. I quit looking at those, to be honest with you, John, because personally I think that and I don't know who's buying the hats, man. I mean, a lot of people are buying them because they're selling, and then we won't talk about that one again. And then this one was really good too.
Yeah, I did like this one too.
I love the play on words.
Yeah, I actually did a toucans. I told them so I did a product, and I'll send you a pic after. It's called the two. It was a college guy that they made this product. It's called the Toucan Slam, and it's basically a funnel, right? That you could put 2 cans of beer in that funnels to one, so you can just hit it once.
Oh, that's
it was dope. Called the Toucan Slam, and so they had me design them a mascot logo, the 2 cans and everything. So actually, I might have it. Let me see. I'll send you a pic of it, but it came out really cool.
So, well, I won't keep you too much longer, man. I know you got stuff going on, and we've been on for an hour, so I try to keep them around this time. But I want to thank you again, John. Hey, what's up, Carlos? Yeah, you're late as fuck. We're done.
You missed it all, bro. You missed the classic rant from our boy here.
Yeah, you missed me cussing and shit. So. But yeah, dude, I appreciate it, John. Thank you for coming on. I know it was super last minute, man. And
no worries.
I think we can always talk about these things and give our opinions. I know you're a lot more conservative than I am when it comes to some of these things, and that's what I appreciate about you, because I'll go off the rails if you allow me.
Nah, man. I think as you're doing this more and more, I see you being more objective on your stuff, so that's good. And you could critique and give. I mean, when you have to call out someone, you call out someone. You do what you got to do. But when you're giving critiques and stuff, you can be constructive, and like you said, you can nitpick every design.
Yeah, I mean, I do it to my own, so it's not it's not talking shit about anybody specifically, or if I don't like it, I don't want designers to be like, oh, this is war. But no. I mean, I can pick my designs up and down. I'm never happy even when I submit something. So
yeah,
you know how it is.
Oh yeah. We're our own worst critiques,
Yeah, definitely.
So all right, brother. Well, thank you. And
thank you.
You have a good one, my brother.
You too. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. If you didn't, catch us back on the replay. I appreciate everyone. Spread the word. I'll try to do some other things. Yeah, support us. You can't see it, John. It's disappearing. There we go. Warbirds and Copperheads are coming out this week on Thursday. Make sure you guys pick those up. And a real quick shout out to my wife for putting up with this, because I know that I put her on. I'm like, hey, don't bother me for an hour. So I really, I got to thank her for that. And as always, don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said shit.